Hey everyone, and welcome to a couple of apes. This is our very first episode. I'm a little nervous. No, I'm just not awake yet. That's really what the issue is. So I am your host, Drew Bonaiuto. Don't try to pronounce the last name, it's fine. And on this podcast, we're going to be talking to people who love what they do. People who have jobs that they don't hate. People who are following their dreams. You know, work takes up almost a third of our life. 90,000 hours on average, apparently. And I can't imagine spending 90,000 hours on anything I dislike. For example, I don't like chocolate ice cream, and I know people are going to judge me. But, yep, judge already. I can see it. If you're not watching the video, you're missing out on this expression. And I would not spend 90,000 hours eating chocolate ice cream because it's trash and not eat vanilla. Anyway, today we're talking to Victoria Fowler, who's having like a little meltdown about my chocolate comment.
I am.
How you doing? Hi.
Great. How are you?
Good. So I take it you like chocolate ice cream?
Yeah. And I don't trust people that don't like chocolate.
Oh God. So should we just call off the podcast?
Yes, quit.
It's over already.
I quit.
All right. So what I'm thinking with this podcast is that I will start with several simple, calm questions to disarm the people I'm talking to. And then I'm going to take those questions and I'm going to cut and paste them to the end of the episode. So let's start. Let's just do a little warm up. Once you're done messing with your camera.
Sorry. I'm new to this.
You're fine. All right. Well, let's jump right in with the business questions here. So To start, tell us a little bit about yourself. What are some basics about you to paint a picture for everyone listening? I said, let's jump in with the business questions, and there's just another general question, but...
No, this is like one of the hardest questions.
Yeah, that's true. Well, here, I can get more specific. How old are you?
27.
Did you have to think about it?
I did. I
after
always
25,
have to. Yeah, after 25,
after
I feel like I forget.
Yeah, once you hit that quarter century mark, it's like, whatever.
27, 1994.
No. Oh. All right. Let's see. Well, what do you do for work? Let's just get right to that.
So I'm a hairstylist.
Uh-huh.
So I do hair on people.
On people, not for dogs.
Not for animals.
How long
just people.
How long have you been doing that for?
I did beauty school through 2014, and I believe I started officially doing hair in a chair 2015.
Nice.
So whatever that is.
Whatever that is.
Amount.
I like that. Right. So when you started working, were you working out of someone else's shop?
Yeah, yes. So for any hairstylists out there listening, if anyone's listening, that's definitely the way I recommend always starting. You do not just go up on your own, because in beauty school, you don't learn anything. You learn very basics. You cannot go out there and just kill the game.
Yeah.
No, you would kill the hair. So you would usually, I went through an associate, not necessarily, it wasn't a corporate salon that had a whole structured program, because some do that. It was just a local salon in Miami on South Beach. And I worked there for almost, I don't remember, probably almost a year, or maybe a little over a year. And I was an associate. So I was learning and helping, training, basically.
So that's an apprentice sort of thing.
An apprentice. Yeah. That same thing. So apprentice, that's a better word. And I'm so sorry. I have a cat who loves to meow, and he's coming down. And so I'm so sorry. There's going to might be a lot of meow.
Oh no. Is he trying to take over the episode?
Yeah, he just is very talkative.
Tell him he can be on next. I do have time after this one.
Okay. Okay. I'll let him know. He would love it. So I was there. I assisted there for, I said, almost a year probably. But then I moved to North Carolina, where I met Drew and Trish. And I moved there 2015-ish, or 2015. Oh, wait, now my times are messed up. Oh, yeah, because, sorry, I assisted in the salon in Miami while I was in school. So I was working and school.
Oh,
and so
sense.
Half of the time at the salon was also spent in school. I moved to North Carolina in 2015, started in a local salon there in Huntersville. And then I was an assistant there for like 6 or 8 more months. And then I had a chair for almost 3 years there.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I went off and started my own.
Yeah. And you still doing your own thing now?
No. So now I moved to Orlando
Right.
and I now work again in another salon, just a way, way better salon.
Yeah.
And no, it was great to be on my own and have a business, but it's also nice to like not, and I can just go to work and
Less
leave.
responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah. What are the benefits to, working solo like that? Other than, I mean, you're in control of everything. Is that the main benefit?
Pretty much, I guess. I really liked being alone. I liked that I was like in a room by myself and I didn't have to work with other stylists. But I think that's because I had a bad experience at the previous salon because all the stylists and the people there really sucked. Can I curse on this?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I could say fuck.
Yeah. I mean, you just did, so we're already locked in.
Okay. Okay. I'm just making sure. So yeah, they fucking sucked. So just to reiterate, but anyway, so I really enjoyed being on my own. I loved, this is silly, but one of my main things that I still kind of miss, I love that I can put whatever music I want. Like it is my music. Nobody tells me what to play. Nobody tells me they don't like it.
Right.
Like, I play what I want and then, I can do whatever I want. I can decorate however I want. It's just mine. So that's pretty cool. But then I have to fucking do books and calculations, and that's the crappy part.
Yeah, a lot of extra work. And it's never fun extra work. It's always real boring.
And I'm really late. I'm lazy. I am not a person of that type that does all that. I'm not a planner. I don't budget. I suck at finances myself. So I'm a mess. But everything else was great.
There are so many clippable moments in this podcast. I'm a mess, but everything else was great.
Yeah. It was me.
So how did you land on this? What pushed you towards this career? Was this something you always wanted to do, or?
I have definitely always been creative. I don't have any hairstylists in the family, and which is the case of a lot of people. And I did not always know, like, hey, I want to do hair for, when I get older. Like, I had no idea. I've just always been more creative. And I definitely, I used to like fashion a lot. And from what my mom says, oh, wait, actually, I hope I have this here because that would be great. I have a picture. Oh, yes. Okay. So I don't really remember this, but this is an example. My mom says I always used to pretend to have a salon. That's a picture of me. And that's my sister.
That's great.
And that was me playing with her hair and brushing it.
Right.
So clearly, I guess I did have an idea, but I actually went to school to be a marine biologist first, college.
Yeah.
But I did a whole semester there and I did great. And then, but it was like the simple classes. And then the next semester, I was like, fuck, school sucks. I always hated school. I'm not a studious type.
Me too. Yeah.
Oh my God. So, that sucked. I didn't do that great that semester. I wasn't feeling it. So then I just took a break and I was like, what do I want to do? But then I also found out that being a marine biologist and doing exactly what I actually want to do is really hard and almost impossible and not well paying.
Right.
So that also kind of convinced me to choose something else. But one day I was driving to work on South Beach and there was a bus, a public transportation bus, and they had a big billboard on it or whatever. And it was for the beauty school. And I was like, wow, I never realized that I could do someone's hair as a career.
Right.
So I looked into the school and I started going to the school and then I liked it. I loved it. And ever since then, I've just been doing that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's interesting how our plans change. Sometimes it's for the worse, but a lot of times it's for the better as long as you really think things through. It's important to not settle. Make sure if you are shifting to find something that you love.
Yeah.
What jobs did you have before this? Did you do anything else before you started doing hair?
So my first job ever, I was a teenager and it was at Journeys No, it was at Journeys, not Kids, just Journeys. I got fired from that.
Oh yeah.
But
wait, what'd you do?
Yes. Well, I was a teenager and I was a mess. I was like, I think still in high school. Oh, clearly I'm always a mess. But I was like a different mess in high school. I'm not that mess anymore.
I see.
Different mess now.
Different mess.
Yeah. But I think I was just always late. And one day specifically, I was supposed to be at work, but instead I was getting my hips pierced at like someone's house.
Someone's house. Jesus.
So, and it was like not in the same area. It was like at least a 30-minute drive or bus ride because I didn't have a car.
Right.
So they were like, you know what? Don't come in. And I was like, okay. And then, yeah, since then they fired me, but they had a list of reasons and I don't remember them all. One of them was like, apparently I was talking about drugs one day. And then the late things and the piercing. Well, they didn't know I was getting pierced, but they were like, you're done.
Right. Huh.
But the manager really liked me. So he felt bad, but
oh, really?
Yeah, I still went by and said hi to him after that.
Oh, that's nice.
Like, yeah, he was just like, you're not ready. I'm like, I get it. I don't want a job. I didn't want a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to be here either.
Yeah. And then after that, I didn't have a job until I think I was like 19. Then I worked at Guess. So I did retail. And then I worked at as a hostess in a restaurant, which I also got fired from there. And that one was, I don't think the managers liked me, first of all. Let me put that out there.
Yeah.
But one day it was really, really slow. I was a hostess. There was no one coming in, but it was a very upscale salon, restaurant. And it was in an upscale mall. That like literal rich people, like it was only Gucci, Prada, like, you know, like those. And so obviously they expect a lot from people that work there. So like, I remember I sat what's her name? Kourtney Kardashian.
Seriously?
Like, yeah. Like so these are the type of people that go there. And one time it was really slow. And I was at the hostess stand reading a magazine and like painting my nails. And they didn't like that.
They didn't like that.
So they fired me. Then after that, I worked as another hostess at a restaurant called Our House, which is great. Check them out. They do drag brunch.
That's cool.
On weekends. And I worked there for a few years until I went to the salon.
Nice.
So retail and hostess.
And,
yeah, I haven't had many jobs. Like I usually stay in places for a while.
Right. You think you're going to keep doing this for the rest of your life?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, there's a lot of other things I would like to do, but unfortunately, a lot of things require so much schooling.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to have like a backup or like another thing to do one day on the side, which maybe I will, but not right now.
What's the craziest thing that has happened to you at a job or even in your personal life? Either way, something crazy. Oh, I feel like you already thought of something. I have a lot of those. Oh.
I mean, I just have a lot.
I mean, feel free to share multiple.
I mean, the job one, I feel like. Okay, I have one. I mean, it gets pretty. It's pretty gross. Go for it. I'm fine. I'm not embarrassed. It is what it is. So if you really want me to get in there, I can get in there.
Listen, this sounds like it's going to be great content.
And this is job related. Definitely not the craziest in life. I guess I'll give you one of each.
Okay.
So so when I moved to North Carolina, let's start with the personal, like the life one, because it kind of goes before it. So when I was a teenager, as I said, I was a mess. So I did a lot of drugs. I just like didn't like to go home. I skipped school. I was wild. So my parents didn't know what else to do. So when I was 17, they found, mainly my mom, but they found like, have you heard of like Program for Troubled Teens?
No,
it's like
I haven't.
Have you heard of Paris Hilton's documentary she made on YouTube called This Is Paris? And she kind of taught that whole thing is about the program because she went to the same type of program in Utah as well.
Oh, the like where crazy stuff happened to her or something.
Yes. Yeah. Thankfully, I didn't have those exact experiences, but I did see everything she was saying is accurate.
Oh,
but
geez.
Yes, it's the same, that same company or whatever, WWASP. They own all of these programs. And I went to one of them. And so they sent me away there. It was like a town called Laverk in Utah, middle of nowhere, like 2,000 people that lived in that whole area.
Wow.
So I was there for like 14 months.
Oh, wow.
And yes,
That's a
locked
long
away
time.
in this fucking program. Yeah.
Jesus.
So I would say that's the craziest thing I think that happened to me life-wise, to be like sent away and like
Right.
life-changing, obviously,
sure.
like forcefully. But I mean, it turned out for the better because I'm great now and I'm not
Right.
dead or on drugs.
That's always a good thing.
Exactly. I mean, I do smoke weed, but that's it. So
That doesn't count.
exactly. Yeah. So so that was that. So fast forward, I moved to North Carolina 2015 and I did start drinking, and drinking was one of my big problems, and I don't drink now.
Yeah,
yes.
that's
and
good.
I don't drink now. I can't, clearly, because these things keep happening.
It always escalates.
Yeah. So I started working at the salon in Huntersville. It was like my second month. I've never heard of this, but there was this thing that they did called a cookie party, like cookies. And like, I think this is a white people thing. I'm not sure. I've never heard it, but it was like girls only. And it was one of the girls that worked at the salon, the stylist. She was hosting it and she invited all the girls of the salon, no boys, thankfully. And she invited all the girls and then other people that she knew, like her friends, family.
Right.
And basically you like bake, you have to bake them. You can't buy them. You have to bake a few dozen cookies, and then you take them and you go, and everyone goes with two dozen cookies and leaves with 2 dozen different cookies. Cause you like mix and mix and match. So that was the whole gist of the party. It was like a holiday thing.
Right.
And there was like gift exchange kind of thing, whatever. They pulled out some wine, and I was never like really a wine drinker. And she was like, pick a glass, because she had a bunch of wine glasses, and she had this one that was like this big, and it was like a souvenir type of wine glass. And I was like, I want that one. And I filled that up. I don't know how many times. I don't remember.
Oh my God.
But a lot, too much. And like white wine, especially the one that we were drinking, is like sweet and like easy to just swallow.
Yeah.
And like I said, I never really drank wine, and I drank some beers.
Oh God.
So there was a sister, like a nun, at this party. I've never met a sister. And I definitely was making her very uncomfortable, asking her sex questions, because I didn't.
For real?
Yes.
Just to like test her, to like.
Well, I didn't know that. I guess I did not grow up religious at all. If anything, like my dad's like Jewish, like barely Jewish. And Jewish. Yeah, literally ish, because so that's like the most religion I've had in my life, was like kind of half-assed Jew. Right. So I don't know a lot, and I didn't know that they weren't allowed to ever have sex in their life. Right. And I also didn't know, like, I think I have heard that like priests, and obviously this is the disgusting sexism in the world, but priests are allowed to have had sex, and then they can like purify themselves and become priests, but women can't. And I didn't know that.
Convenient how that works, huh?
Right. And I didn't know that. So I was like, wait, in front of everyone, just embarrassing. I was like, you've never had sex? I was like, girl, you're lying. You masturbate. Like, I was calling her ass out. Like,
oh my God. That's fantastic. Oh my God.
Yeah. So that was that. That was the beginning of the night. And then, so whatever, time goes by. I don't remember much. This is all from like vague memory and what's been told. Right. I remember the sister a little bit. But then apparently I asked to go to the bathroom, and it like 20 minutes go by and I never came out. So they were like, let's go check on her. So they said I was like passed out on the toilet, but there was no vomit. So I don't know. I guess I was trying to throw up. This is something that happens every time that used to happen every time I drink. I would get like, I drink too much, and then I'd get really dizzy and tired, and then I'd throw up every time. Huh. So yeah, like I used to throw up all over myself. I was bad. God. No, yeah. Many, many times I would just sit there and I'd be like falling asleep, but I was so drunk, I like wouldn't be conscious, and I'd just start barfing all over myself. So this time I didn't throw up for some reason, but I passed out on the toilet, and then they were like, like unconscious. So they were like
Right.
trying to wake me up. They were trying to make me throw up. I wasn't throwing up. So then they were like, okay, we need to take her upstairs. I don't know. Maybe they were going to take me to the bath to like give me a cold bath and try to get
Right.
me to wake up. Well, they had like one arm, like one girl had one arm, another girl had another arm, and then another girl had my feet. And these are all people that worked with me that I just met, like still getting to know me because it's only been like a month or two.
Right, right.
And I think this was like our first outing.
Yeah.
Or like whatever. So they're walking me up the steps. And I guess because I wasn't throwing up out of here, it had to come out. And so
no.
it came out elsewhere and it was liquid diarrhea.
Oh my. At
And
work in front of your coworkers.
I shit on a coworker.
Oh my.
So the poop not only, because it was like liquidy, I'm sorry if anyone gets grossed out. Whatever. So I don't regret it because the girl that the shit got on is a cunt. And she's really, really mean. And she was not a nice person. And I'm glad I shit on her.
So she just had it coming.
She had it coming. And yeah, so then they literally had to go fully bathe me. I was like passed out naked in this bathtub, bathing me. That was all of that. My boyfriend came to pick me up. The next morning, I had no idea what happened. I did not know that happened. And God. I thought it was a dream. Like I did remember something about poop, but I was like, oh, I must have dreamt it. I must have dreamt it because I was clean and I was like bathed. My hair was wet and I was wearing someone else's like Victoria's Secret nightgown, which I didn't own. And I was like, what happened?
So you thought like you got drunk and took a shower or something.
Yes. And I was fine. And then I actually didn't find out until like a week later. We had a work event.
Wow.
Yeah. We had, the girl was really nice. The one that hosted the party. She was very, very, she's a mom and definitely was like very taking care of me. She's very nice. That's and she did not want me to find out because she didn't want me to feel embarrassed.
Oh, that's really nice.
So fast forward a week later, we were in a limo because we were on the way to a work event, like a holiday work event with everyone. Like the boss took us in a limo to a restaurant in South Park Mall.
Yeah.
And so then the girl, the bitchy girl that I shit on, she made it a point to be like, oh, you're not drinking. Let's make sure you don't shit on yourself again. So that's how I found out.
Wow.
Because she wanted to like put me out and embarrass me. But anyway, I'm glad I shit on her.
Yeah, it sounds like, I mean, shitty attitude, get shit on. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that just is the type of person she is. So she did a lot. She was just not nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was that.
I mean, it sounds fair. You know, I do kind of wish karma would work like that more often. I mean, I just feel like if more people got shit on, the world would be a better place, you know?
I agree. Maybe people would be more scared to do shitty things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shitty things, shit on. I'm gonna start a campaign. We're gonna protest.
Shitty people get shit on.
Yeah, we make shirts.
Literally.
Yeah, let's make shirts. That's fantastic. I was not expecting. First, I wasn't expecting two excellent stories, and those were great.
Okay, but I don't drink anymore, so
that is good.
Yes. Yeah.
That's good. This podcast is brought to you by Ape, which makes a whole lot of sense because I co-own Ape. So Ape is an all-natural and eco-friendly skincare company where we believe that the health of our customers and the health of the planet should always, always come before profit. Why wouldn't it? What is with these sketchy companies out there? We only make safe, natural, healthy, and eco-friendly products. So if you need any sort of skincare products, moisturizers, beard care products, bath and body products, we got soap, we got lip balm, we got all sorts of stuff going on. So head over to apebrand.co and you can find us at apebrand on social media. All right. So completely changed topics. What? This is such a change. What drives you? What's your motivation and inspiration?
In life or like at work?
Just towards like following your dreams, but yeah, life in general too. Do you have like some deep goal that you keep close, or are you just kind of doing your thing and seeing how it turns out?
I definitely am not a far thinker.
Right.
Like or a planner. I mean, I do, I guess, have goals, but I don't necessarily like hold on to them. And like, I'm always open to change, and I know things will change, and I kind of just go with the flow.
That's like Zen Buddhist of you. That's like,
oh, really?
Yeah. Like I am not capable of that. I like, yeah, the opposite for me.
Yeah, no. And for a lot of people, but I think it can be a bad thing too sometimes, because I definitely tend to avoid, and I'm like, it's okay, we'll just keep going, like it's gonna be fine. But then it's like, yeah, and you know, then shit piles up or something.
Right.
Or like I could be irresponsible easily by avoiding, because I'm like, I don't want to worry. Versus like a lot of people close in my life are worriers, so I can see like that. But I think that's a motivation, is I don't like to be unhappy or like upset or just unhappy. So I do everything at the moment that makes me happy.
Right. Right. Well, that could be how you got in trouble in the past too.
Exactly.
Were your parents, did they worry a lot?
My dad is like definitely not a worrier, because he is like, oh my God, I hope he doesn't listen to this. Okay,
no.
Maybe he will. He's just not the best dad, and he does the best he can with what he has, I guess. But he's an addict. Like he gambles. Like he's a gambler. He's also like a low-key alcoholic, I guess, kind of functioning. I never really realized he was until recently.
So you just had it in your genes, kind of.
Apparently, yes, for sure. That side of the family. Yeah, no, I'm trying to think like other people. I think there are a few addicts on that side of the family.
Yeah.
But so I feel like is not a worrier. He just goes about his life doing whatever the hell he pleases.
Right.
My mom, yeah, kind of, but she's like a very strong, independent woman who just gets things done. Like I don't think she has that much to worry about.
Right.
Yeah. Like she just gets it done. Like she's a problem solver.
Yeah.
So she like does not leave things behind to worry about.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, I asked because I was curious if maybe you developed your non-worrying because you were trying to counteract your parents or anything.
There's both. See, I have like the mix.
Yeah. Are there any people that you look up to, personal or professional? Anyone you aspire to be like, or just that you really admire?
Okay, yeah, I've always been kind of rebellious, obviously, like in my younger years as well. Right. So I feel like when I was younger, I used to be like, I don't look up to anyone. I look up to myself. Like I'm the best. Like nobody, like fuck that. I don't want to be like anyone else. I create my own, blah, 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 whatever. So I don't know. I guess like really there hasn't been anyone. I mean, I love Shakira in every aspect. Like she is so talented. She does so many things. Like I guess like she could be a person I look up to, like life wise. Like I don't know if I want to be her or be with her. So I'm not sure, but I love her. I would totally aspire to be someone like her.
Yeah.
But professionally, I mean, right now, I think my boss is amazing. Shout out to Selena.
Nice.
At Effect Hair. But she's great. She's a badass. She's a boss babe. She is also a Virgo, and she just gets shit done.
Yeah.
She is really good business wise, like everything. So she's really good.
That's awesome. Well, it's always good to have people like that in your life. You know, people that are driven, that are focused. You know, if you're always around people who are, I guess, lazy. Lazy's close enough. If you're always around lazy people, you start to absorb that. So you know.
I'm already lazy, so I need to be around. She's not lazy at all, so it keeps me in check.
There you go. I think we kind of touched on this before, but when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? Like little kid. Do you have any memories of that?
I think like when I was little, I probably was like, I remember like wanting to maybe be a vet, but that's just because I loved animals, not because I like
into the medical
aspect. Know. Yeah, no, not at all. A fashion designer. That was like always, something like that. No, I mean an astronaut, but like I just wanted to go find a parallel universe and like live with the aliens. I don't know if it was the astronaut part of it.
I got you. That's fair. That's fair. All right, on to the first personal question, which again, well, not first personal question. You got very personal with your work
Yeah,
story.
I think I'm fine.
Again, you can always skip these if you want. But have you had any mental or physical health issues that you've had to push through to get where you are today? I ask this question just because I think it's important for people to know that, you know, they're not alone with whatever they're going through. That you know, everyone's got something that's going on.
Yes, for sure. Not physical, but mental. I mean, like the whole program thing, like
Right,
definitely,
absolutely, for sure.
I clearly have daddy issues, which have stemmed and into other things in life.
Right.
I'm like, that was a big part of it. Maybe like seeking attention. I definitely have always been like very much wanting attention. So I'd like go out of my way maybe to do things to get attention. Anyway, when I got sent to the program, like it was therapy every single day, like group therapy every single day and one-on-one therapy weekly. Maybe even more than weekly. I don't remember. But that, I mean, I think everyone should be in therapy, even if there's nothing currently going on.
Yeah.
But it's always good to have another person help dig deep and figure out why you do things you do, or
For sure.
yeah, just to be a better person. I wouldn't say I've ever, I don't know, like it's never been that bad. I'm grateful because like I do have people in my life that struggle with like mental health a lot.
Right.
And I've definitely, I think maybe because I'm not the worrying type, it's easier for me
helps,
because yeah. And I did go through a lot of therapy and like I read a lot of really good books that helped change my view in life.
Right.
So I would just say like during that time of my life was a big transition.
Yeah, for sure.
But I've never really like suffered mentally that to like the extent where it was affecting me, I guess. I just covered it up with drugs. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just I was just thinking that because, you know, a lot of times, I mean, from what I've read, a lot of times when people end up getting addicted to any kind of substance, it's usually just them trying to correct something in their brain.
Yeah, it could. It definitely probably was a little bit, but also like I guess it could be expressed in any way with different people, but I was never like at home sad like doing drugs. It was more so like I was just wild,
just
you know, getting
sort of
everything
thing.
out. Yeah.
Right.
Which caused probably a distraction.
Sure.
So you know, it covers up something.
Yeah. I feel like this isn't going to apply to you since you've said that you're not the worrying type. But for me, there are days where it just seems like everything's going wrong. Things start to seem pointless and hopeless even sometimes. Do you have days like that? And what do you do to push through them?
I mean, yeah, like, well, I create them myself. Like I create because of avoiding like, or my financial situation that I just suck with finances. Like I could be making amazing money, but I will have no money.
Right.
Because I love to buy things clearly. So I'm working on that, especially right now, since I moved to a different state and I'm starting over with clients. I'm not at all making the finances I was in North Carolina. So I don't even have the option to spend what I want. But I feel like what I worry about is usually finances because I'm like, oh my God, like I have to pay this bill, but I just bought a pair of shoes. You know, like that's my problem. So I create them myself. And then what I usually do to get I don't know if this is good advice, but what I usually do to get through, I'm like, I mean, there's people out there that do worse and they're doing fine. Like people get through it. Like it'll be fine, you know, like,
oh, you really aren't a warrior. Jeez.
Or I'm like, let's just think about it tomorrow.
Right. If I could just get a tiny bit of that would help me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, weed helps a little bit.
There you go. It gives me anxiety.
Okay, never mind.
I already have anxiety, and then it gives me anxiety. I'm a mess. This doesn't.
Have you tried indicas or like other strains that are? Because I've heard that a lot with people and anxiety, but it's usually caused by like sativa or certain strains.
Yeah,
that, like,
I've heard that too. Usually, when I get it, it's from someone that like it's just like, here, I got this.
Well, yeah, you're in an illegal state, so
yeah,
it's hard
to find. especially, really hard to know what you're getting. Do you ever think to yourself some days that maybe you'd be better off with a 9 to 5, just like a standard job where you don't really have to
No,
think about anything? No,
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 no.
you'd hate it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends what I would be doing. Like, I don't want to sit in an office
Right.
and like,
That'd be like
no.
worst case scenario for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, unless I was like 9 to 5 doing what?
Right.
An office job, you mean?
Yeah, let's go with that.
No, no, because there's no creativity in it.
Yeah, that's how I feel
Yeah,
too. Yeah, I go crazy if I'm just doing something for the sake of doing it and there's no
no.
thought process. While we mentioned
Mm-mm.
the creativity, do you consider what you do to be an art?
Yeah, for sure it is. Everyone does. Like, you could get 5 hairstylists
Mm-hmm.
and show them one picture to
Mm-hmm.
do on someone's hair, like give them a goal, like
Right.
this is the color and the cut,
Right,
and
right.
each person will achieve it in a different way.
Sure.
Like, there's definitely, it's all creativity. It's like a lot of visual, like, yeah, it's definitely a form of art.
Yeah. That makes sense. Anytime, I guess, well, first there's no definition to art, so art's whatever people decide, but then yeah, anytime you've got to creatively put a thought process into it, I'd say that qualifies for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Going forward, what are you hoping to accomplish? Are you already where you want to be? Are you content where you are? Or are you still on the path to reaching a bigger goal?
I mean, I'm content where I'm at right now, but my goal, my future goal would be to, like, I would love to live in the Pacific Northwest,
Mm,
like
yeah,
Seattle-ish, or like
yeah,
outside of Seattle. I'd probably want to work, like have a salon in Seattle, because I don't want to
right.
be in the boondocks or like
Mm,
sit like, yeah. So, but I'd live like maybe out of Seattle with, like, the ocean nearby and the whales and the mountains.
yeah,
And I'd have like, I definitely love interior design and architecture, and I have a dream house that I would
right,
love to
right.
have. So, like, that's a goal. I used to want like an animal sanctuary, but it's a lot of work. I
It is
think I
a
might let
lot
you
of
guys
work.
and everyone else
Yeah,
do it. I'll
yeah.
just go
Just,
visit.
yeah, just occasionally volunteer somewhere. It is so much work.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know about that anymore, or I could do I can help a sanctuary. Like, I would love to go take the animals and like save them and then take them
Right,
somewhere else,
right,
like I did
sure.
with Kiwi.
Yeah, yeah, rescue stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. We've had multiple people tell us, I wanted, I wanted an
Yeah.
animal sanctuary until I came here and now I realize how much work it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very deceptive.
Well, you can't do anything. You guys never freaking leave.
No, we can't. Yeah, it's extremely difficult to get
Like,
out. Yeah, no traveling.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
Yep.
fuck that.
That's why I need to get rich so we can hire a
Mm.
full-time caretaker that just stays here and guards the animals all the time.
You'll get there. You'll get
Yep.
there.
Yep.
Manifesting.
All right. The final planned question, at least. If you could tell the younger version of yourself one thing to help them on their journey to reach where you are today, I don't know why I'm doing this voice, personally or professionally, what would it be?
Sorry, can you say it? Well, okay, no. If I were to tell my younger self,
Yeah, just any piece of advice.
okay, professionally or personally,
Yeah, just anything to help them speed up the process of reaching where you are now.
I would make them read The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz and The
Four
Mastery
agreements.
of Love by
Oh
Don
yeah?
Miguel Ruiz.
What
Yes,
what are
because
those?
Don Miguel, so you've never heard of The Four Agreements?
I don't think
You
so.
need to get that. It's a
Yeah.
very easy read. It's like a little book, big writing, like simple read. If you read fast and like consistently, you can finish in a day.
Mm,
So it's an easy read. But The Four Agreements, they're both self-help books. Don Miguel
mm,
Ruiz, he is, I believe, a Toltec from Mexico, and he's like, part of, like, he's indigenous and has a lot of he's very spiritual, and so that's pretty much his writing.
mm-hmm.
And he uses lots of analogies and like Greek mythology and things like that, but it's all self-help and like just a different way to view life.
Mm,
So the four agreements are the four agreements to live by, which are: don't take things personally, be impeccable with your word, always do your best, and don't make assumptions. And then the book goes into detail about those.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing book. You have to read it. It's like really helps in life. And the mastery of love is all about just self-love and learning to love yourself and others. And it shows you a different aspect of like relationships with yourself, with others, a different view on yourself. So they're great books. Like those were life-changing to me. If I would have just read them at that age,
right,
you know, it would have definitely helped.
Yeah. That's great advice. Those 4 things you just listed, they sound very important.
Yes.
Like, that can make a huge difference in someone's life.
And they go into detail about it, and the way he writes, and like I said, his analogies and everything make you view it in like a better way. And he says God a lot, but he's not in a religious way. You take it as you know, whatever your God is.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool how he like words things and talks about things. It's great.
That's awesome.
And he has a lot of books.
Yeah. All right, bring the cat on camera because I can hear the cat.
Okay, 1 second. My Spider-Man PJs. Hi, they want to see you, buddy.
Aw.
He won't stay.
Put me down.
Okay, sorry, I did not hear you.
It's all right.
He won't.
He was over it right away.
You can't force him. He's like me. You can't force him to do something. He needs to do it at his time. Don't tell him what to do.
Right.
But he will. He wants attention.
What's his name?
Kalu.
That's
CALOO. We got it from. Do you know Kalalu, the green? It's for like a Jamaican Caribbean green. It's kind of like collard greens, but just different. And we started eating that like not that long ago. He just stands there and yells at me.
Yeah.
It's a green. It's like a Jamaican green leaf vegetable. And when we got the cat, my boyfriend like made a joke and was like, we should name him Kalu, because he calls it Kalu. Like whenever he talks about the green, he'll be like, oh, let's eat some Kalu instead of Kalalu, because he does that with everything for some reason. He shortens the names. And I was like, wait, that's really cute. We should name him that. And we did.
That's nice.
I like food names.
Yeah, do you? Well, that's true.
The kiwi.
Yeah, there you go. I was just thinking that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm noticing a trend here.
And one of my bunnies is Mochi, like the Japanese ice cream.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you just hungry when you name them?
I'm always hungry.
Ah, okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. And now, time for the questions that I asked Victoria in the beginning. What is your favorite movie or one of your favorite movies?
Ooh, okay. Ooh, my God, so much pressure.
That's why I said one of your favorite movies, to try to loosen up the pressure a little bit.
I guess we can
give me
go.
A couple.
Okay, great. So, the Lizzie McGuire movie.
Okay,
legit.
Never seen it. We're just not gonna. I forgot to mention I'm friends with Victoria, and I feel like that friendship's gonna end by the end of this episode between the Lizzie McGuire and the chocolate ice cream.
So we need to get you to it. You need it. That's why you didn't get my reference to Hey Now. Okay, now I get it. Makes sense. Okay. So you need to get to that. So Lizzie McGuire movie, watch it every year. I watch it every year.
Yeah.
And then
sounds
maybe
like
like
you think I should watch it every year too.
For sure.
Okay.
Everyone. No, for sure. Everyone. It's just life changing. And then I guess like a more serious movie. I do love. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Oh. I'd be doing the same thing right now.
Oh my God, I know that there's like.
Isn't that funny once someone asks you?
Yeah. I love Sucker Punch. That's a great movie.
I also haven't seen that.
Okay. That is more understandable than Lizzie, but you should watch that. It's great.
That's like it's like an action movie, right?
It's like fantasy action.
Fantasy action, yeah.
Weird, for sure. I've tried showing friends, but they're like, what is this?
Like, they don't understand it.
I gave up.
That might be up my alley. I'll definitely check that one out at least.
Yeah, I love that movie.
All right, on to, do you have a favorite band or a favorite song if you don't have a favorite band? Musician?
Oh, I know many.
Okay.
As you see on my shirt, in case you didn't know, this is Shakira.
Oh, okay.
So I love her.
Shakira,
she's definitely,
Shakira.
Yes, she's definitely, there you go. One of my favorites. And then I love, currently I'm very into Typo Negative.
Never heard of that.
It's like a gothic doom metal band.
Getting intense with it. Very different from Shakira.
From Shakira.
Yes.
Yes, I have eclectic taste for sure.
That's how I am. Like one day I'll be like listening to it's just straight Eminem, and the next day I'll just be listening to
Eminem.
straight Frank Sinatra. Just
okay, weird. I love Eminem.
Just stay Frank focused Sinatra. On Eminem.
Yeah. No, Frank Sinatra has a great voice, but I don't listen.
Not that type of music. Yeah. No. Well, it's from my childhood, so I gotta,
Okay, you're not that old.
No, I grew up in the 50s.
No, you did not.
All right.
You almost got me.
I know. I saw you processing for a second.
I was like, what?
If you could go on a vacation right now for free, instead of having to talk to me anymore, where would you go?
God. Okay. These questions I feel like are harder than the business questions that are coming.
Yeah, that's true. I might have to rethink these. These are supposed to disarm people, not
No, this is great. It's just, okay. So many places I would love to be. Anywhere. I would love to be in the ocean of Norway swimming with the orcas.
Oh.
Yes.
That is very specific.
That is exactly where I would love to be right now, in the ocean with the orcas.
I feel like first 1,000 episodes, I don't hear that again from someone. So specific.
Okay, well,
I love it.
That's a goal.
Yeah.
Of mine. So that's where I would love to be.
Well, you got to make that happen at some point.
I will.
Is it safe to swim with orcas?
Yeah. The reason I said Norway is because they do trips specifically to swim with orcas. And yeah, they're like guided tours. But you can, like, you're in the water. I mean, hey, if they take me, I'll die happy.
It is what it is.
Or live happy with them. Yeah. But they don't kill
live
humans.
happy. Yeah, they're just going to kidnap you and bring you back to their town.
Yeah. They're like, this is where you belong. Yeah. I always believed I was a mermaid. So.
Oh, well it might work out. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. Perfect. Been talking for almost an hour now.
Wow. Look at that.
Look at that. It was really fun having you on, though. Lots of
thank you.
Lots of interesting stories.
Lots of hot tea.
Yep.
Hopefully someone enjoys it.
I'm sure they will. And I'm gonna
hopefully I don't scare them away.
I don't think so. I'm gonna clip this episode up too and post parts on social media. So I hope you're ready for that as well.
Yes. I'm so excited. Yeah, just tag me in all of them so I can share it.
All right. Oh, yes.
In the stories.
Yeah. Speaking of that, where can people find you?
So I am let's see. The Artist's Chair. It's always a little confusing because it's the THE artist with an S at the end. ARTISTS.
There you go.
Chair. That's me, right? That's my cat, Kalu.
Yep, I recognize him. Yeah, I've seen that cat.
Yes, he's famous. And I work, in case anyone is located in or near Orlando and needs to get their hair done, I'm at Effect Hair, which is AEFFECT. Can you see that?
Kinda. They get the point. It's a little blurry, but we got it.
Yeah, and that's where I work.
Perfect. Well, excellent. Thank you for being on.
Well, thank you for having me. I've never been invited to a podcast. I can't believe people want to hear what I have to say.
It's crazy. You're famous now.
Am I?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Let's talk soon. Thank you so much for checking out this episode. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do consider subscribing and turning on notifications. You can even throw in like a like and a comment. That would be a huge help. And if you're just listening to the podcast on one of the podcast platforms, please do subscribe. And also, if you could leave a review, that would be a huge help and would really help us get out there more. Thank you.